Part two happens part two. So 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 can you hear me now? Are we all good? Can you hear me now? We can't hear you. Can you hear me now? Ruben says, we can't hear you. Can you hear me now? I swear to God, we're just going to throw everything away. Just going to throw everything away. Robbie said we got a thumbs up. All right. So this is what's going to happen for the rest of the fucking night. So evidently I totally pissed off Castro. Is this being produced from Iowa? No, this is being produced from Helotes, Texas, motherfucker. Have you ever been to Helotes, Texas? I'm so sorry. I don't even know what to say. I'm kind of disappointed in myself that, like, Castro. She said nope. She literally just dropped the nope. Can you hear it? Can you hear the volumes? Throw it out there. All right. So, what I really need is Beth's going to call in. Beth's going to call in here in a couple minutes because it's really important that we understand. Oh, no, hang on a second, Castro. Give me a minute. You were jumping the gun. So Castro's going to call in. But what we have to understand is, like, we have a love-hate relationship. It's mostly a love relationship. But this is live. Reeb, what are you doing, man? Y'all, just share this all over the country. Castro, are you ready to dial in? I'm ready for you. I don't know if I'm ready for you. I don't know if I'm ready to accept you. Okay, are we on? Hang on one second. I need to switch it over to Roadcaster. Okay, this is my favorite person in the entire world. My wife. Hi, honey.
Hey, drunk baby. How are you?
I'm so good. How are you? You sound like you're from another state.
I mean, I'm from a sober state where you're a drunk state, but yeah, probably. That was awesome. That was pretty good on my part, yeah.
Yeah, drunk state.
So here's why I'm not coming back up.
Okay.
The bra's off. The hair is up.
God damn it.
The comfy shorts are on. I was ready to go 2 hours. And then all of a sudden you were like, we're done. And you cut off my favorite person. You cut off Ruben off. And I felt like we were still having such a great conversation about his sexy verbiage.
You know what? The end of that last show, I just went back and watched it, and I was like, I'm a total dick.
Oh, yeah. I know, bro. I know. I live with you.
Sorry.
I get it. You don't have to be sorry. It's all right. It's fine. It's not like it's life or death.
Is it, you know what? Living with me, is it a issue of like, do I just get tired and cranky? Is that a thing? Oh, wait, we lost you. Hang on a second. We lost your audio. Hang on a second. Nope, it's not you. Hang on a second. I got to get you back on the. Hang on one second. There you go. You're back on.
I was on speaker. I was trying to be cool and be on speaker.
Nope,
but
I'm gonna stay on that.
Here's what it is with you. Your back was killing you. You haven't had a lot to eat today. Yeah. You had a lot of whiskey, and sometimes you're a very bad drunk person.
Yeah.
I'm just going to call it out.
It's okay. But
and you're like, come on, let's go back up.
We've got a fucking domestic Deborah over here. But you know what? The thing is,
you should put her in my chair. Put her in my chair. That'd be fucking hilarious.
Switched the cameras over, so it's just on me.
Oh, just you.
But you know what? Okay, this is kind of a funny thing. This is an interesting kind of perspective, right? Because you're normally on camera, but I think this is kind of a funny thing. Because I was like, holy shit, it's only 10:20, right?
Oh, no, because you wanted to go for 2 hours. So, like, when you all of a sudden were like, all right, folks, good night. I was like, what the motherfucking what?
I think I hit a moment in my life at that point, and I was like, oh.
You mean you had a hiccup in your brain?
Yeah, absolutely.
You had a brain hiccup?
I had a brain hiccup. So
right, who's on with you? Tell me who's on with you. Who's on the board?
I don't even know. But this is all that matters to me. What matters to me is that you, like, I'm looking directly in the camera, right? So you were there all day with me. And you always put up with my bullshit all day. Yeah. Right? So this is 2 shows, man. So we did a 45 that was an hour show. That was an hour and 20-minute show before. And then I was like, I'm done with that one. And then I was like, I think I need to do another show. That was this one right now.
But, and I legit was like, fuck you, motherfucker. I'm done.
Right.
Here's my remedy. And I told you this. Wednesday, 200.1. We will do better. You have fun with your friends tonight. You talk with the boys, the girls, whatevs. I'm going to read my sexy book and go to bed in a minute. And I love you all. I love you most, Gregory, and you kicked ass today, and good night.
So this is my thing to you. Thank you so much.
Don't be corny.
No, I'm not going to be corny, but I can't thank you enough, right? But you put up with so much of my dumb bullshit. Like, there's no reason why you do this fucking podcast.
I know. It's called love. It's called love, baby. It's called love.
You know what? Fuck off. I hate you.
Hey, guys. I love every group chat. I'm not in the group chat. I'm not on the show. I legit am being just Beth Castro reading a book right now.
She's at La Mama 07. You can go find her.
I love you guys. Have a great night. Have fun, Greg. Have some chats. Don't stay up too long. Don't keep these assholes up too long, all right? Ruben, first of all, hey, brother, you gave a great reading, and I'm going to get you some jobs, bro. It's my mission now. Love you guys.
Tonight is just, thank you so much, sweetie, and I appreciate you fucking.
See you in a bit, baby. Love you.
Brady's on. Brady, Sebastian over on. Thank you so much, honey. Brady, Sebastian, congratulations on having a baby. Hey, you want to call me? Give me a little jangle over there on the cell phone. If you got my phone number, give me a call. I'll pick it up. But you know what? Like, literally, it was a little bit different. I kind of pulled a dick move, but you know what? It is what it is. Oh, Allison, give me a call. Call me on my cell phone right now. Okay? Go ahead and give me a call. Allison. Or I'm going to call you. One either. Okay? Yo. So Allison is one of the co-owners or whatever you want to call it.
Allison.
There we go. Of My Family Seasonings. I absolutely love Allison. What's going on, Allison? Hang on one second. I just need to switch it over to Rodecaster Pro. There we go. You're up.
All right.
How you doing, sweetie?
I'm great. You know, it's Easter Eve over here. It's been a little crazy. I still got some eggs to fill, so
Hey.
I'll be up for a while.
All right. So from all of our friends, Brian's the one that I sent the goddamn 24-pack of hard AFs to.
We still have some.
You have how many left?
I will have to go do a count.
Okay.
Offhand, I want to say we've got
Brian nearly died.
Yeah, you could say that.
And Brian is one of my best friends, and Jesus Christ, I wasn't expecting him to go down like that.
I know. Yeah, and he's got to take a big hiatus from the drinking. So
he was like, I'm going to save 10 for like next week.
We have 6. I just counted. I confirmed. We've got 6 left.
You only have 6 left?
Yep.
So to all of my friends that are drinking fucking the hard AFs, you're fucked and you're retarded. So what's going on?
Delicious.
How are you guys doing down there in South Florida? Or North Florida? Because you're going to North Florida, yeah?
I mean, we're considered like central. You know, we're central on the Gulf Coast
Tampa
side.
Area?
Yep, Tampa, Clearwater, St. Pete, you name it. You know, we got the headquarters of Scientology down here. It's a great place to be.
Yeah. Have you ever done Scientology stuff? Have you ever just found fucking...
No. It's a cult. So that's a big no. I steer clear of cults. I have watched the entire Leia Remini series on A&E called The Aftermath. It's amazing.
Do you know her personally?
I would love to know her. I was a big King of Queens fan. Yeah. I follow her on social media. I don't follow a ton of celebrities. She's one of them just because she has got such a kick-ass attitude. But yeah, I mean, a lot of the people from the show actually live around here in the area. You don't really see them. Yeah. Mike Rinder, he was one of the executives, super wealthy. Well, I think, isn't there a rumor that Jada Pinkett is also a Scientologist?
That shit's been around for a long time, right? And then you go oh, fuck off. And then you have the whole goddamn Will Smith. Right.
Yeah, she's definitely abusive to him. I mean, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out that she's a narcissist. And, you know, he's kind of trapped.
Being a narcissistic dickhead is not a
Well, and a lot of people think that a narcissist, myself included, I used to think that it was just like this adjective to describe someone's behavior, and it's actually a psychological condition. I mean, this is something that you get diagnosed with, is being a narcissist.
Well, no, everybody, go back to the what the fuck is the a narcissist? Yeah, it is a psychological fucking terminology, right?
It's a mental health disorder. It's a mental health disorder. Yeah, it's just like being a sociopath or a psychopath.
On his end, whenever you were so it's the other end of it.
The victim, right?
She could be the narcissist. Wait, what's the other side of it, of accepting? No, it's you're
not accepting it. I mean, he's the victim. Honestly,
no, what is that called? It's fucking. There's a term for that. It's like Munchausen or something. You know what I mean?
No. I hear what you're trying to say. Yeah. I think what you're trying to say is why do you go along with it? How does this happen?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. What the fuck is that called? I can't remember.
You mean when you get brainwashed?
Yeah. Right.
Yeah,
right.
You really do.
What is that called? There's something specific to that being.
You'd have to give it. I'm on my phone talking to you. I don't have my headphones in. You'd have to put a shout out to your crowd and see if they can look that up online. I don't really know the term, but I experienced it firsthand. You know, I was in a relationship with a narcissist.
By proxy. It's like when you accept it and you're like, I accept being abused.
It's not that you accept it. It's more that it just becomes but it becomes your reality.
Yeah.
And so
there's another term, and I just can't think of it.
I'm not sure. Yeah, because usually Munchausen is when you let's say you are being held captive. That's by someone, and that you. Right. Yeah, you find yourself finding ways to appreciate that person, love that person in certain ways.
And they're like, hey, let me take care of you.
Right.
Like,
well, that's the whole cycle of abuse.
Your arm. Let me take care of that gunshot. And you're like, oh, thank you. Right?
Right. Yeah. I mean, it's very similar, like what happened in Bad Vegan, for example. I think William at first,
Did you watch that? Did you watch Bad Vegan? I watched that like a couple weeks ago, man. I was like, oh my God, that girl's hot as fuck, number one.
Super hot, super smart,
she was
successful, innovative. I mean, she was a pioneer. She was doing it before it was cool to be vegan.
Right.
You know, I mean, she's got Tom Brady, Giselle eating right there, Alec Baldwin.
Like
you know, you got the creme de la creme.
Up at your restaurant.
Right. Top of your game. And then look, you know, I mean, she will never be able to open up a restaurant like that again. She's done. I mean, what are you going to do? Go flip burgers at Wendy's?
No, she's never going to do that. When she's like 78 years old, she'll find a new thing. Right?
Yeah. Who knows? I mean, she'll find her path, but you know, it happens when you get stuck in those relationships. It's like you're getting stuck in a spin cycle in the washing machine, and it just kind of goes around and around, and it's hard to escape. It's very, very difficult to get out, and it doesn't matter what other people tell you or what they can do for you. You ultimately have to be the person to, you know, be your savior and save yourself and get out.
Can I ask you? So you were on the show like a year ago. You were literally in my studio like a year ago.
Yeah, January.
January, a little over a year ago. Can I ask you? Okay, so your mom is still she's running for the 13th district this time, right?
Right. Yeah.
So how is it? Well, like, what's it like at this point? Like, I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, you're in Florida. She's running for the 13th district.
For Congress.
For Congress, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, how is that? I don't even know I don't even know the question to ask you. Like, what's it going? Well, how is it going?
You know, it's competitive. I mean, in her district, I think she's like one of 6 candidates that are going after it. So the current sitting congressman, his name's Charlie Crist.
Yeah.
So at one point,
I think everybody knows that name, right?
Well, because he was Florida's governor before. He used to be Republican. He's known as a flip-flopper, but at the same time, he actually is very well liked by a lot of people. He definitely knows how to lean across the aisle to get things done.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know the number of years, but he's definitely been in politics in double digits. So he's vacating his seat because now he's making a run for governor. Okay. Now, you know, from just things that we hear just from these different groups, I don't think he's going to win. Obviously, DeSantis is our governor, who's amazing. You know, he's America's favorite governor.
I mean, come on. Yeah.
Very well known, you know, does a lot of, you know, public relations tactics to get his name out there across the United States with the end goal that everyone's kind of thinking that he'll run for the presidency in 2024. So what Charlie Crist is trying to do is to cast that net out to all of Florida to get that name recognition out there again, full well knowing he's not going to win and bump him out of his seat in 22. But come 24, if the governor vacates the seat, then you have a competitive edge to get your party in there. So that being said, that's kind of what's happening in District 13 out here.
Specific area. So she was originally District 14, stuff like that.
Right, which is Tampa, but they just went through redistricting, which is when they go back in.
Okay.
They just redraw the lines for each district.
Okay.
So they're taking parts of this city, they're getting rid of some others. And so what that does is that can kind of open up an ability for different people to make a decision where they're going to run. Like I've got a friend, his name's Jake Hoffman. He's running for a state seat, but he was waiting for the maps to come out. So he actually started his campaign months and months ago, full well, you know, letting everybody know, hey, I'm going to announce which seats I'm going to run for when the maps come out. Now that the maps have come out, he's made his announcement formal, So then he can start bringing in outside donations and kind of get more targeted campaigning going as far as like door knocking, signatures, all that kind of stuff.
That's pretty. So that's why, you know what? Like, thank you for sharing all of that. It's very interesting to see.
Yeah, there's a lot that goes into it. I would just say, honestly, for anyone, regardless of your political affiliation, doesn't matter to me. Just if you want to get involved, great. If you're not sure,
right?
Just all you could do, go and meet these people. Go meet them face to face. Like you have opportunities. Now is the time. Because if you don't,
so
you can go as an observer.
Is coming up, right?
Yeah. Well, these are. Yeah.
I've been watching all
congressional, state races going on, school board, commissioner, city council. Every state is different. Every county is different. So just make sure that you're aware of the primary deadline.
Yep.
So, for example, out here, our primary is not until about the third week in August. And then the general election is in November. However, there's other states where they've already had their primary, and then their generals are kind of around the corner.
What do you guys do? Okay, so big picture. I'm going to throw this out to you. What do you think is going to happen? We're going to I'm going to throw political bullshit, and I don't talk about political bullshit very often. We do, you and I do. Who you got? 2022. You think it's going red? We going big red state? Like
you mean out here in Florida?
Across the country.
Yeah, I think that you're definitely going to see that happening for sure. I think that initially when people had voted for Biden, if you wanted just to base this on the presidential standings, I think people really just believed that things were going to be built back better and things were going to just kind of be okay. We're going to get rid of these mean tweets and, we've all seen things. But the thing is, hey, you know what? You can have someone who's a little snarky and rude and sounds stupid and doesn't get their grammar right, but they look out for America first, and that's what we need. We've got record level inflation rates. You're getting people who have been local residents who can't even afford to live in their own neighborhoods because of the amount of influx of new residents that are moving into different areas. Interest rates are starting to go up. Like people are getting worried, even just with Elon Musk announcing his bid to purchase Twitter, which is a whole other separate podcast in and of itself. But, the bottom line is that shit's expensive, times are tough, and it's getting out of control, especially with supply and demand. When you're trying to raise a family and afford, your basic groceries and paying for gas, electric has gone up, everything. Of course, you've got the conflict going on still in Ukraine and Russia that is affecting us because guess what? We shut down our pipelines. So, we need shit to get back to a more progressive state where we're putting our country first and that we're helping out the everyday American person.
I agree with you 100% on everything. Allison, thank you so much for, I thought this was going to be a call-in show, but I'm going to end it right now. Thank you so much.
Yes,
it's always
anytime.
Awesome to talk to you.
Love talking to you guys.
You guys, everybody.
And congrats today. You did great.
200 episodes. Oh, you mean my muscles?
Your match. And I heard you had a little injury there, huh?
Yeah. I get a little butt sore. It's all good.
Little
so I'm going to let you go. I'm going to let you drop off, Allison. Thank you so much. We're definitely going to have to have some further conversations. You know what?
Anytime.
But the thing is, real quick, I think a lot of people really think a lot of what you talked about so much. It's like it sucks. Like everybody busts their ass on a regular basis. You fucking nailed it.
Well, yeah. And luckily, there's people who, could we could all do better in our lives, but there's always people who are probably have it a lot worse than you and I have it. And those are the people that I think about that I get really worried about because, if I'm getting worried as a, average middle America person, how are things going for the person who's like one step below me, let's just say, with more mouths to feed and more expensive So, I worry about everyone. We're all here on this planet. We all have the same basic needs.
100%.
Let's help everyone get through this. And,
I would
let's get the agenda back on track.
No, you nailed it. And you know what? That's why we need to talk, because you're like, I'm done with politics. And you told me that.
It's exhausting. Yeah, it's exhausting, man. I'm not even involved, to be honest. I'm not involved in her campaign. I don't help.
Part. You're like, your mom is like, you're like, I'm done with politics. And I was like,
yeah.
Your brain you can't be done with politics. You're so into, and that's totally, you know what I mean?
I think when the time comes, I just the thing is when you're working on a campaign, it really it takes every ounce of your energy away from you. 100%. You've got to put it into that. You've got so many different angles to cover, so many different hats to wear. So.
People that I love you. They're like, I'll fucking go in fucking headstrong, but I understand you can't let it go, right? It's like, I don't know.
Well, you can't let it get to you because it gets frustrating. It can distort your perception of reality. I mean, yes, does the world go on? Of course, you wake up, the sun's in the sky, you go to bed at night, the moon's up there. But, the most important thing is really paying attention to your local politics.
Right.
That's how it's going to impact you the most. Yes, on the federal levels, there are, if you're concerned about certain things, like I said, get involved, volunteer, reach out to your Congress.
Is that the right thing?
Senators.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, the coolest thing about all of it. Sorry, the coolest thing about most of the stuff that you've done, and we've talked about it so much, and your mom's 14th district, all this stuff, whatever the fuck it is you just go on, be a part of it, right? Is that a big deal? Just go out.
Yeah, I mean. You can complain all you want, but votes do matter. You're not going to see change unless you're a part of the change, regardless of what it is. I mean, hey, you want to put a sign up?
Little dude on little dude on the podcast, in the chats, anywhere, California, fucking Nevada, whatever. What is that person gonna? How does that person do this? Honestly, be straight.
Get involved.
What does get involved mean?
Okay, so let's
what
just
does get involved mean? Because you told me this a long time ago, right?
Yeah, there's a lot of different things you can do. So most candidates will have a little section on their website that has volunteer, and they'll break it down. What would you like to do? Would you like to do sign waving? Would you like to get signatures? Would you like to call or do things on the computer? Everyone is different.
Yeah.
So I had a number of different volunteers that some of them said, hey, I will volunteer 3 hours a day. I will call whoever you want me to call on behalf of the candidate.
Okay.
You give them a statement. Okay, great. Then you have other volunteers that are more interested in interacting with voters. Right. So they might want to man a booth, or maybe they want to go do flag waving, or they want to go do door knocking. When you go door to door and, you're talking to people.
Is that really a thing? I mean, what's the highest,
that's
impact
massive.
Ratio? What's the biggest?
Oh, my gosh. Ratio? Well, that's how you get the most, that's how.
Is it a door knock?
Door knocking's huge, and it's also the most economical way to get voter information, aside from doing a survey.
But how does that turn into voter turnout and voter... Fucking
a lot of these
people fucking punching the button. You know what I mean? What is that?
Mm-hmm.
What is that? What
it's a sale. You're selling it's a sale. So look at it this way. I walk into a car dealership.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, if I'm approached within a few minutes, maybe I know. Okay, I've got to get a new car. I don't know what kind of car I need, but I need a new set of wheels. I've got to get something. I've got to walk off the lot today.
Yeah.
So let's say.
Or whatever.
You're there, you're looking around. Are you approached in a timely manner? Okay, tick, great. Is this person helpful? Are they showing you things in your price range? Are they making good suggestions to you? Before you know it, you're walking out of there with an F-150 truck when before you had no idea what you wanted. That's how voting works. some people don't know what's important to them. They don't understand where they need to be until they talk to someone. And it's not for you. That's how you kind of figure out, well, shit, yeah, I've got kids who are in school. I'm really concerned with our school board. I'm really concerned with the programs and the curriculum that they're teaching in the schools. So then, boom, now you're able to align yourself because you found common ground with an everyday voter. Maybe someone else is a business person, okay? And you have to start explaining to them, well, hey, if you vote for me, I'm going to make sure that we don't increase taxes in the county. Even a 1% tax increase
can huge.
Dramatically affect the bottom line.
Well, like even our property taxes here in fucking San Antonio, Texas, like Lotus, Texas, our property taxes, if Beth and I, we just have year over year, our property tax went up $50,000.
Wow, that's massive.
And you go, okay, that's Beth and I. We're single. We don't have kids.
Right.
Else.
Yeah.
But if I have a bunch of kids and the neighbor goes, holy shit, that's going to cost me $7,000 or $6,000 or even as fucking $3,000 extra this year. Right?
That's insane. Yeah.
You go like, what the fuck is
Where's
happening?
this money coming from? Because even
the roads are the same, man.
We're at 8%. Yeah, we're at 8% inflation, and most costs of living raises are only at 3%. So where's the difference?
Beth and I talked about that. My whole USA, I fucking did it again. Our whole team fucking thing brought it up, and we're like, it is what it is, man. But that's no different for any other company. It's like, how do you...
Yeah, but oftentimes if being an informed voter means that you need to make sure that you're staying in, regardless, even if it is someone, let's say you have someone from a different party.
Yeah.
If they're in an elected office and you're aware, I'm a member of so many different groups, and I follow a lot of people who I might not have the time to pay attention to all the education bills or the different tax referendums, but I follow people who are informed, and they put it out on their social media saying, hey, guess what? This bill is going before the House today. You better email and call, because you know what they do? For every phone call and email or letter that they get, they multiply that by 10 or 20. There's some certain figures for each different method of communication, because they figure that if one voter is reaching out, that's representative of 10 different voters.
Yeah.
So the more phone calls they get, the more emails that they get, the more letters that they're getting either for or against a proposed bill, which of course has to pass it's got to pass through the Senate after it passes the House, right?
Yeah. 100%.
So it can, right. So, that makes a big impact, because if a locally elected leader is getting hounded by different groups and individuals saying, no, don't pass it. And then, of course, that's where you can see voter sway come into place, where they are being influenced, whether it's from a PAC or it's from some sort of super private donor, or there's some sort of backdoor deal going on. They want to be in line with their constituency.
So does that happen? So we live in like my little town.
I do.
Little town. San Antonio is the 6th or 7th largest town in the United States.
Easily, yeah.
City in the United States, right?
Yeah.
But Florida is fucking Florida, right? Do you see, because I don't know, I don't want to put you on the spot. You just kind of throw it out there, right? You just think about this. Do you see a lot of corruption, you see a lot of bullshit happening? Is there just a lot of bullshit in the fucking shit? You know what I mean? I don't know how else to ask it.
Of course. I mean, yeah, definitely. Do I know people that run for office that I think are full of shit? 1,000%. Yes. Do I know people who are in elected positions that are great people? Yes.
That's the other side.
It's a mix.
Right. So the other side, you got
people who are, you can just tell they're fucking robots. They're bought and paid for. Different, there's a congressman in a district close to us that was newly elected. And this guy is just a robot. I've met him, been around him. It's like, dude, no personality. Just literally, he's
Sucks,
not
right?
even. Yeah, you're just like, dude, who are you? Luckily he's getting challenged in this upcoming election by someone that I know who's a state rep. So I'm like, okay, because I met her. She's cool. I like her. I go off on like vibes, the way that she's voting, the way that, what has she done for the local community? Okay, cool. I'm going to go ahead and support her with her office. And when the time comes, like, yeah, I've got a good friend of mine out here, an older gentleman. He's running for a county commissioner. So county commissioners, they're like, they deal with everything in your infrastructure budget for the city and the county, right? So that's county-wide money. Where are they going to make improvements in the roads? Where are they going to make improvements? Are they going to allow a development to come in? Are they going to say no? That's where you're going to see like a lot of local impact, right? So it's really important to pay attention to your county commissioner race.
So that, yeah. So kind of adding on to that, like even small local places, right? Like you've literally been to my house, right?
Yes.
Our place went from a 20-year Democrat and switched over recently to a Republican. And
I bet.
And you go, okay, so talking when you, I don't know how to act. I don't know enough about politics and like the play, like the gamesmanship, because there is gamesmanship with all of the shit. It is literally like the fucking, what's that? Beth would be better with this with me.
That's okay.
What's that?
No, what were you saying? Go ahead.
No, it's like you have like, it's just like a gamesmanship kind of thing. It's bullshit. It's a bunch of bullshit when it comes down to.
Some of it is definitely, but you know what? There are some really good, solid people out there who really do care, regardless what party you're on. That they really do try. But unfortunately, you do have your career politicians, and they're called that.
Let me ask you this, like, because we gotta kind of close this up a little bit. What are like 2 or 3 like really? Your mom's in politics, right? That's it. And you're learning politics. You're learning the fucking way of politics, regardless if you want it or not, right? What are a few things for like the average people to fucking just like, hey, what makes a person a fucking good person or a douchebag? Like,
honestly, you're not going to know until you're around them, because everyone
has being in person with them, or like, so like, but we don't get to be around those people. Like, how can you do it from social media?
I mean, it's just hard because, like, let's just say, like, there are particular candidates.
40 minutes. I don't.
We really could. There are people out here that, like, on a surface level.
Yeah. Let's do it.
Let's say they have hundreds of thousands of followers, and people think that they're so great and wonderful on social media. They're getting donations from around the country.
Yeah.
But I've known this person, in an ancillary fashion. I don't know her personally, but I don't like her, and I know that she's full of shit.
And she's full. Okay, so can we use?
But
okay, so
it's acting. Half of these politicians are actors. That's what I say. You got to get involved. You got to get out there.
Of I don't know your perspective on what's her name, the Air Force girl, woman.
Anna Luna.
Nope, not her.
Which one? There's a lot of them.
God damn it. She's super hot. I'm sorry. Super hot. She's super hot. Fucking, what's her name? She ran for president. She fucked up. She completely collapsed. Fucking, what's her face? The current vice president. Come on.
Allison.
Looks like a lost connection with Allison. Phone cut out. Hang on 1 second. I'm going to connect back to her. Hang on 1 second. Are we back? Yep, we're back.
All right.
Got it.
Phone cut out.
Back on. Yeah.
All right. So who are you asking about? Some Air Force person?
Yeah, the Air Force girl. So sorry guys if we lost you. Not Sarah Palin, but what's her name? The fucking. Hang on 1 second.
Give me a state. How about a state?
She literally left Congress.
Left Congress. Recently?
Yeah. What's her name? She's a Democrat. She's literally a Democrat. I am the worst person with names.
Well, no, I know, because when I hear you two sit there and try to figure out an actor or an actress in the movie, I'm like screaming.
She has like these streaks in her hair. She's active duty. Oh, she's based in Hawaii. Come on.
Okay, well, what happened?
Anyway, so what do you do about her? So I'm so distracted because of her. But like, what are you gonna do? Would you support her? She is a Democrat, but she is everybody's attacked her from the left, ultra attacked her, right? And you go, okay, so what are you gonna do? How do you feel about that? Like, I don't personally, I've never given a shit left, right, center, never given a shit, never given a shit. Any sort of person on the boards anywhere, don't give a fuck. I don't care, right? Like, where do you fall in that? Like, where do you fall from a political? Because your mom, dude, I know you. If your mom becomes a fucking congresswoman, you are going to be her support staff. So, I fucking guarantee it. You say you're like, we've talked about this, Allison. Like, I'm kind of done with it, but I know you are the support staff because behind her. You're just kind of burned out right now. What are you going to do?
What am I going to do?
Yeah.
I'm going to do what's best for my family. You know, I'm going to have to just cross that bridge when I come to it.
So what's that mean? Okay, to be honest, like, be honest with that. Like, for anybody else, like, what does that mean? What would my best friend is your husband.
Yeah.
Literally my best friend. And that's okay. Like, it's okay.
Yeah.
Like, just, has anybody answered that question, like, truthfully? Like, hey, man, we're going to make a shit ton of money and we're going to fucking, like, it is what it is. We're going to be hanging out with fucking, it's okay.
It's doing that is like going on it's like getting cast in Big Brother. You know, you are under a microscope. Everything you've ever done is under scrutiny. Right? I'm as much as an extrovert as I am. I'm actually a really private person.
Me too.
I
do a lot of this, and then we don't do anything else.
Right. I mean, well, and honestly, I mean, coming like with my background and my versatile ability to basically strike up a conversation with pretty much anyone, I mean, I make friends at the gas station, or in the checkout line at the grocery store. You would think I would have a podcast, for crying out loud, and I don't, because of the fact that I still am very private and reserved. So, to answer your question, I don't think I want to be put in that position just based on my own personal history. Like I said earlier, being in a relationship with a narcissist and that being the father of my kids, I don't want any more attention and negativity in my life than I've already had. So I'm not doing that. I'm done. I mean, like, when I say, hey, get involved, yes, like, and I will. Like, when the time comes, like, the people that I know that are running for different positions and seats out here, like, I've already let them know, hey, I'll do whatever you need me to do when you guys are ready. Just give me a phone call. They know who I am. They know how to reach me. And, I follow them diligently on social media. So, these are people that I trust, that I like, I wish the best for. And that's just what you have to do,
100%. So thank you, DJ Tulsi Gabbard. That's the woman I was thinking of. You know what? Allison,
yeah, and the thing is that there really is
100% right, because before I met you, Like, I never had anybody that actually was in a perspective or in a position that, like, your mom, right? Like, your mom's.
Oh, like you mean like you never knew anybody running for an elected office?
Yeah. That's what I mean. Like, running for an elected office, like, Jesus Christ,
Yeah.
like, all of a sudden it becomes like, that's 2 degrees of separation for somebody that's
sure.
Right.
Yeah, but I think honestly that the whole point, I mean, if you go back and you like look at history and the reason why our founding fathers had term limits, okay, with congressmen and state representatives, is that it was supposed to be shared amongst the people, right. So that it's supposed to be looked at as a sabbatical. You take a sabbatical from your career, you go serve in government to take your local issues to the Capitol, so that way that can get reflected in the laws or ordinances or whatever that are going to get passed. And then after your time is served, then you go back into your community, the sabbatical is ended, and you resume your career.
Right.
That's where you get these career politicians that come in, and they're not giving that up, where there does need to be term limits for these different elected positions. I mean, for crying out loud, we have term limits for the presidency. I mean, I don't know, even in Congress, I mean, to go up for an election every 2 years, that's a lot. You have to put half of your time into running for re-election.
All right. So let me ask you this. This is one of those things. What do you think about not having, this is a kind of like bullshit statement. What do you think about having like a 12-year presidential term, but reducing, because, all right, so I don't know. I'm just going to throw this out there. 12 years president, right? Don't know if this is right, wrong. I'm just throwing this out there.
Mm-hmm.
12 years. Everybody else has like 30 fucking years. You can be voted in for fucking 30 years,
right.
20 years or
right, like Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer, like even Joe Biden.
We all know that it takes, so you can get 4 years and then you can get fucking ousted, and then you only get 8 years, which means basically you get 6 years. Maybe, no, you really have 4 years, because 2 years per cycle is going to take, is what you're going to have to put into just fucking going into it, right? What do you think about that? Like 12 years, like you get voted in for 12 years and you're in for fucking 12 years. What do you think about that?
Well, I don't think that you should get that off the bat. I mean, I think that is good to have
6 years.
Up
what do you
re-election.
think? What's okay? Just throw something.
I wouldn't.
It's totally fine. Like, this is a podcast with me and you, and just like throwing it out there. Like 6 years? Is it 6 years? I don't know. Like something that makes it so you can actually fucking get something accomplished.
Right.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like 4 years, you can't get shit accomplished. Like you get 2 years, and then all of a sudden you have to do like 2 more. It's like doing fucking prison.
Well, but it depends. You can sure get a lot accomplished when you have the house. Right.
And
if you have that behind you, I mean, if you don't, it's going to be an uphill battle.
Fucked, right?
I mean, come on, you have the Mueller probe, you have that whole, Russia hoax investigation, which,
right, sister?
of course, the mainstream, I mean, there's a lot of factors that go into it, though. I mean, the mainstream media goes left, and so they're going to push that agenda any way that they can, which is really a disadvantage to the American people because we're not getting real information. I would tell people to look into alternative methods of information. You can't just get your information from Instagram or Facebook.
Where are you getting your information?
I follow a lot of people, but I've also learned, because I think at one point I just in haste I would like quickly repost things, and you go back and you look at, you're like, oh crap, like this was a photoshopped article. Like,
sorry, I'm trying to not the fucking whole goddamn set over here. Well,
oh, okay, no worries. But No, I feel like I have some great resources of different people, whether they're businesses, entities, or individuals that I follow that put information out there. But, at the same time, like, you can't make that your entire life because you can get so wrapped up into it, whether it's, everyone loves, you've got your conspiracy theorists, or then you have like your real time politico activist type people, and it can just like overwhelm your being and your existence. And that's where you really get, when I said earlier, like, you have to put your family first, like, am I going to sit here all night and just be posting and reposting and commenting on all these political things? Like, or am I going to take the time to like enjoy, making dinner for my family or spending time with them or going on a walk? Like, there's more to life than just this. Like, yes, does it affect your everyday life? 1,000%. Of course it does. But, you have to find that balance. You really have to try to find that balance between, what makes you happy as an individual? What do you feel your passions are? Where is your time well spent? So for you, if you're able.
Yeah, no, I agree 100% with everything. Like, we've been, like, you and I have been family for a long, long, long time. And you go, I think you kind of nailed it a bit there, right? Is like, I'm done with all the bullshit of, I don't care about anything else, right?
It's like, well, I'm involved in a way, I'm aware. I keep awareness.
Yeah.
You got to keep, I stay aware. I don't want to be one of those people just like, hey, I'm going through life with, through tunnel vision and everything's great. And this whole like laissez-faire mentality, that doesn't really do well for anyone. I mean, honestly, if you want to have a nice, honest conversation with someone, it's good to be informed and be aware, but that doesn't mean that it has to take over who you are as a person.
No, you're 100%. I'm sorry. I'm hammered, but you know what?
Yeah.
I appreciate you kind of like schooling me on all this shit. It's been awesome.
Yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot that goes into it.
Awesome. Like, I didn't expect it, dude. I love you. I'm done.
Love you guys. Love you too. You're done, though. You see. Yeah. All right, then.
Allison, thank you so much. The rest of y'all,
Gregory,
you guys,
thank you. Thank you for having me.
Cheers.
All right. Cheers. Have a good one.
Later.
All right. Peace out. Happy Easter.
Happy Easter. We'll figure this out.
There's no Easter songs.
Is there an Easter song? I don't think there's an Easter
song. No, there are no. I told Benji, I'm like, there are no Easter songs. You've got Halloween. Okay. You've got Christmas songs.
There's no Easter songs.
There's no Easter songs and there's no Thanksgiving songs. Like, what the hell?
We're going to add the bar is open song at the end of all of this.
Let's do it.
I love you so much. Great. Thank you so much, Allison, Brian, who is probably asleep. My wife, Beth Lamontagne, is downstairs, probably just complaining about something. To everybody else, thank you so much for just hanging out. If you're still online, maybe, whatever. Cheers to you guys. The second show for the night, actually. So, cheers. Happy.
All right. Peace out.
Thank you so much.
All right. Much love. Peace.
Later. See ya.
Bye.